Earth was marked as the next target. Then one message sent the galaxy into hysteria. Earth was quiet that evening. Cities glowed softly under the moonlight, and traffic moved like slow rivers of light. No one outside the military or scientific agencies had any idea what was about to happen. High above the clouds, satellites traced invisible paths, capturing the faintest signals from the edges of the solar system. One of these satellites, run by a small Colorado research station, detected something strange. Kevin Carter, a civilian analyst, was the first to notice it. Kevin had always loved numbers, patterns, and signals. His life was simple: mornings at the coffee shop near his small apartment, then hours staring at screens, scanning waves of data for anything unusual. That night, the screens showed something unusual. At first, Kevin thought it was a glitch, a random burst of cosmic noise. But as he zoomed in, he saw it again and again, faint, precise signals aimed directly at Earth. "This is not normal," he muttered, leaning closer to the screen. His fingers trembled slightly. He double-checked the calibration, then called his supervisor. "Lena, you need to see this," he said over the secure line. Lena Brown, a linguist and communication officer, worked closely with Kevin on decoding unusual signals. She had studied first contact scenarios for years, cataloging alien communication patterns, and she had a sharp eye for things humans might miss. "Send it to me. I'll check it immediately," Lena replied, her voice calm but tense. When she received the data, she sat in her small office, her hands resting on the console. Her mind ran quickly through thousands of possibilities. Nothing she had seen before matched the pattern. "This isn't random," she said, almost aloud. "It's a targeting sequence. Someone is marking Earth." Kevin felt a chill run down his spine. "Marking, like for attack," Lena nodded slowly. "The last time this pattern appeared, those planets were gone in weeks." Kevin stared at the screen, trying to imagine what that meant. Extinction in weeks. Not centuries, not after a long war. Weeks. And humanity had never noticed because no one outside a handful of analysts saw the signals. Meanwhile, across the ocean, other parts of Earth began to sense strange cosmic activity. Ships in orbit reported minor anomalies. Satellites picked up unusual readings, but most of it was classified, hidden from public knowledge. The general population remained blissfully unaware, going about their daily lives. In Washington, D.C., Lucas Green, a junior diplomat, received urgent messages from alien embassies. He was young but careful, used to handling complex communications. The messages were indirect, cryptic warnings about humanity. Lucas frowned as he read them. The aliens were nervous, but he could not tell if it was fear or preparation for confrontation. Back in Colorado, Kevin and Lena tried to interpret the data. "It's not just a warning," Lena said. "It's a map. They've tracked everything about us, cities, satellites, even underground structures." She paused. "And they are moving faster than any recorded fleet. They plan to arrive in months, maybe weeks." Kevin swallowed hard. He had never felt so small before. The numbers on his screen suddenly felt heavier than the room itself. Lena leaned closer, pointing at a series of readings. "Look here, this isn't just a threat. They're curious. It's like they expect us to be nothing, and yet they study us carefully." Kevin shook his head. "We're just humans. Why would anyone care about us so much?" "Not just care," Lena said quietly. "They expect resistance, and they're afraid of it." As they worked through the night, patterns emerged. These alien civilizations were vast and ancient, spanning multiple galaxies. They rarely fought each other directly, but had a network of spies, scouts, and intelligence systems that monitored younger worlds. Earth had been peaceful for centuries, largely ignored because humans had no interstellar weapons, or so they thought. Kevin felt a strange mixture of fear and pride. Humans had survived thousands of years without attention, quietly growing and adapting. Now, the galaxy had noticed, and it had made a mistake. It assumed humans would surrender. Far from Earth in the black void of space, alien ships prepared for the mission. Commander Verk of the Galthian Armada reviewed reports with his officers. Target confirmed. Earth shows no signs of aggression, but intelligence indicates unexpected resilience. Proceed with caution. Commander, the humans are unusual, an officer said. Their signals suggest they know more than they let on. Verk frowned. All species know more than they admit. Continue with the plan. Only fear can break them. Back on Earth, Kevin and Lena decided to escalate their findings to government officials. They sent detailed reports, hoping someone in charge could understand the gravity. Within hours, the data reached military analysts and civilian scientists alike. Meetings convened in secret bunkers, strategy rooms, and communication hubs. Lisa Brown, working at a separate analysis center, presented her findings. Earth is now on a galactic target list. These aliens expect us to fall quickly. But what they do not understand is that humans have patience, unpredictability, and resilience. A pause followed her statement. No one in the room said anything. The implication was enormous. Humans had never fought on a galactic scale before. They had no fleets, no weapons of mass destruction visible to outsiders. And yet, there was a sense that the aliens had underestimated them. As the sun rose over Colorado, Kevin looked out of the window. The mountains glowed faint pink in the morning light. He thought about how small humans seemed compared to the galaxy's power. And yet, for the first time, he understood something. Humans had survived because they adapted, learned, and sometimes waited for the perfect moment. He returned to the console. "We need to prepare," he said. Lena nodded. They did not yet know how humans would respond, but they knew one thing: they would not panic. Fear was human, but despair was not their way. Across the oceans, in other secret labs, similar discoveries were made. Scientists and analysts realized that Earth's position in the galaxy was not only dangerous but strategic. Aliens underestimated humanity, assuming peaceful isolation meant weakness. In reality, humans had always been observers, quietly learning, quietly preparing, quietly surviving. The first contact alarms sounded softly across military bases. Satellites confirmed incoming fleets, but they were too distant to strike immediately. Kevin studied the projected timelines, mapping out paths of alien vessels. "Weeks," he whispered. "They will reach us in weeks if nothing changes." Lena turned to him. "Weeks are enough. We need to make sure Earth is ready in more ways than just military." Humans have intelligence, creativity, and cunning. They have always found a way. And somewhere deep in space, alien observers began to question their own predictions. Their models had assumed humans would panic, that they would submit when threatened. Now the very fact that humans did not panic confused them. Uncertainty was rare in galactic calculations. Back on Earth, Kevin received a call from Lucas Green. "You need to see this," Lucas said. "Official channels are moving. Aliens are making strange requests, not threats. They want acknowledgement, and they fear something." Kevin felt his heart race. Recognition from an alien council was unheard of. It was not a challenge yet, but it was the first sign that humans were now part of a much larger game. That night, Kevin and Lena worked tirelessly, mapping every possible scenario. "They think this is just a signal," Lena said. "They don't know it will change everything. One message it could stop them." Kevin nodded, though he did not fully understand. They did not know yet what the message would be or who would send it. But one truth was clear: humans were no longer invisible. The galaxy had marked Earth as the next target, but humans were ready to respond in a way no one expected. And so, Earth held its breath. Cities slept peacefully, unaware of the attention above. But in quiet labs under dim lights, humans prepared. Not with fear, not with anger, but with patience, intelligence, and an unshakable calm that even the galaxy could not predict. For the first time, Earth realized it was not alone, and the universe had finally noticed. The message began as a small idea in a quiet room. Eric Miller, a communications engineer, stared at the blinking console in his office. The world above him was peaceful, unaware, but he knew something the rest of humanity did not. Alien fleets were moving toward Earth. Weeks, maybe less, and they would arrive expecting to see humans panic. Eric rubbed his eyes. The task he had been assigned was simple to others, but for him, it carried weight that was almost unbearable. He had to send one message, a signal that would reach every corner of known space. "Eric, are you ready?" asked Amy Turner, a historian who had been called to help craft the message. She had studied the rise and fall of civilizations across the stars. Her job was to ensure the message was accurate, complete, and terrifying in the right way. Eric nodded slowly. "I am, but how do you tell thousands of species to fear you without actually threatening them?" Amy leaned back, thinking. "You don't. You show them the truth of what we are. The truth is enough." They worked through the night, compiling records of human history, not just of wars, but of survival. They included examples of civilizations humans had rebuilt after near extinction, disasters humans had overcome, and mistakes humans had survived when others could not. There were no threats, no promises to attack, only proof that humans did not surrender, and no one had ever broken that will. Meanwhile, alien observers detected unusual activity on Earth. Lena Brown and Kevin Carter had alerted governments and military agencies about the approaching fleets. Officials were now meeting in secret chambers, discussing strategy. But the aliens could not understand the calm of humans. They expected fear, panic, or at least some desperate measures. Instead, they saw preparation, intelligence, and patience. On the communications network, Eric activated the transmission sequence. The message would broadcast across every frequency humans had discovered, reaching every alien civilization they knew existed. It was short, precise, and impossible to misinterpret, yet it contained a subtle warning wrapped in calm language. The message described what happened to the last species that had tried to erase humanity, detailing the events in historical and factual terms. Somewhere in the black void of space, alien councils gathered to decode the signal. Commander Verk of the Galthian Armada was first. He had studied humans like all other species and expected to see the fear he wanted to provoke. But when he read the message, his brow furrowed in confusion. "This is impossible," he said. "They know things they should not. This information, it is accurate, and yet it should not exist." "Commander," an officer said nervously, "they cannot have watched the wars in the outer sectors. Those events were secret, erased from all records. How did they know?" Verk's hand tightened around the edge of his console. "Humans are patient, and they have been observing all this time, quietly. We underestimated them." Back on Earth, Kevin Carter and Lena Brown monitored alien reactions. They watched as fleets slowed, signals from the aliens filled with panic and confusion. Lucas Green, the young diplomat, received calls from alien leaders begging for clarification. They wanted to know what humans intended and why the message revealed information that should have been hidden. Amy Turner observed quietly. "They fear us not because we are strong now," she said, "but because we survived everything that should have broken us. They see that we cannot be predicted or destroyed easily." Kevin shivered. "Do you think they will attack anyway?" "They are afraid," Lena said. "Fear is powerful. It changes decisions. Right now, fear is their weakness." On the edge of the galaxy, panic spread quickly. Entire fleets stopped mid-jump, their officers arguing, commanding ships to retreat temporarily. Rumors circulated through alien networks. Humans possessed weapons that could rewrite physics, ships that could survive anything, knowledge that should not exist. None of it was true in the way the aliens imagined, but the humans' calm and precise warning made it believable. Commander Verk sent urgent reports to his superiors. "The humans, they are not new. They are not weak. They have patience and knowledge beyond our calculations. I suggest extreme caution. Other species joined in, debating the meaning of the message. Some argued for invasion anyway, believing humans could still be destroyed. Others pleaded for retreat, fearing that underestimating Earth could lead to complete annihilation. The debate tore apart alliances that had lasted thousands of years. Back on Earth, the team continued refining their signals. Eric's job was not finished. The first broadcast was only the beginning. They monitored every alien reaction, noting hesitation, confusion, and fear. They adjusted the signal to emphasize calm but undeniable strength. Humans had no interest in galactic conquest, but they had a powerful ability: the refusal to be intimidated. Lucas Green watched alien diplomats argue with each other through interstellar channels. "They cannot understand us," he said. "They expect surrender, yet we do not." Kevin and Lena smiled faintly. "They are learning," Lena said. "Slowly, but they are learning that humans cannot be broken." Amy Turner reviewed the historical records embedded in the message. She had chosen every fact carefully, every example of human endurance. "They fear not the violence," she said. "They fear our survival, and that fear will change the galaxy's behavior." In the alien fleets, Commander Verk continued to struggle. "Humans are patient, yes," he said. "They do not panic, but what is the source of this knowledge? How did they know things that were secret?" His officers shook their heads. "We do not know." But the message proves one thing: they are unpredictable and far more dangerous than we assumed. Our estimates of their capabilities were wrong. On Earth, Kevin studied the incoming signals from the fleets. He realized something profound. Humans had not needed to strike or attack. One carefully crafted message, based on intelligence, history, and calm authority, had already begun to disrupt the plans of civilizations that had considered themselves supreme. "The galaxy is panicking," he said to Lena, all without firing a shot. "Yes," she said softly, "and that is the point. Humans are not loud, not aggressive by default. We survive, we endure, we observe, and when the moment comes, the galaxy remembers us." As the days passed, alien panic spread. Historians in alien societies debated the human message. Scientists tried to find flaws or gaps, but none existed. The message was simple, true, and terrifying in a way that humans had not intended. It was not a threat. It was a truth that could not be ignored. Meanwhile, governments on Earth tried to prepare for any possible consequences. Kevin, Lena, and Eric coordinated with military and civilian leaders to ensure that humans remained ready, calm, and in control. They knew the galaxy was watching closely, expecting mistakes, and any sign of panic could be catastrophic. Lucas Green received another urgent call from alien leaders. "They want to negotiate," he said to Kevin. "They do not understand our intentions, but they fear us enough to pause their plans, and they are terrified that we may have more knowledge than we admit." Amy Turner nodded. "That is exactly what we hoped for. Fear is a teacher, and the galaxy is learning fast." Over the next week, alien fleets adjusted their movements. Some retreated entirely, deciding Earth was not worth the risk. Others paused at great distances, unsure whether to approach, attack, or communicate. Every decision was now influenced by the message humans had sent. Humanity had not acted with weapons, aggression, or hostility. They had acted with clarity, truth, and patience. Eric Miller watched the communications console, a faint smile on his face. "We did it," he said. "One message and the galaxy is in chaos." Kevin Carter looked at the screen as well, and they will never forget it, not the fear, not the fact that humans do not panic. That is our real strength. Lena Brown nodded. "This is only the beginning. They know now that Earth cannot be treated lightly. We do not attack, but we survive, and survival alone terrifies them." Amy Turner stood quietly, reflecting on the long history of human resilience. The message was not a threat. It was a declaration. Humanity exists, and we do not surrender. That truth is more powerful than any weapon. In distant alien councils, debates raged. Officers argued, scientists panicked, diplomats pleaded. Entire civilizations reconsidered their plans, alliances shifted, and fear replaced certainty. Humans had not fired a single shot, yet they had already changed the balance of power in the galaxy. Back on Earth, Kevin and Lena returned to their work, monitoring signals and preparing for the next steps. The public remained unaware, enjoying their quiet lives, while humanity quietly asserted its presence in the galaxy. Humans had learned a lesson across millennia. Patience, intelligence, and calm resolve were as powerful as any weapon. And in those quiet rooms, with blinking consoles and endless streams of data, humans watched the galaxy react to one simple truth. Earth was not weak, Earth would not surrender, and humanity's patience had become a force no one had expected. For the first time in recorded history, humans understood the power of a message, not sent in anger or threat, but in calm, undeniable truth. And that power had already begun to reshape the stars. The galaxy was in chaos, though no one fired a shot. Alien fleets hovered at the edge of human space, unsure of what to do next. Commander Verk of the Galthian Armada sat in his command room, staring at the projections of Earth and its surrounding orbit. His officers were nervous, exchanging worried glances. "These humans," Verk muttered, "they are nothing like we expected. Their message, it has caused confusion, doubt, fear. Entire fleets hesitate because of a single broadcast." An officer, Lieutenant Kerv, spoke carefully. "Commander, our scouts report that many species are reconsidering alliances. Some have already withdrawn support for this campaign against Earth. Others argue that attacking may lead to total failure. Their entire network is in turmoil." Verk slammed a hand against the console. Patience is not weakness, it cannot be. But deep down, he knew patience could be more dangerous than fire. Humans did not panic. Humans did not strike blindly. Humans survived. That simple fact had already fractured centuries of galactic planning. On Earth, Kevin Carter watched the alien responses with amazement. He had never imagined that one message, carefully written and broadcast, could do so much. Lena Brown leaned against the console beside him. "They expected fear," Lena said quietly. "They thought we would panic and send them begging for mercy. Instead, we did nothing. We stayed calm, and now they are unsure how to proceed." Eric Miller, who had sent the message, joined them. "It's working faster than we thought. Their fleets are halting." Entire governments are arguing about how to deal with humans. Some fleets have even turned back to avoid risk. Amy Turner, the historian who helped craft the message, nodded. "They are seeing us as we always have been, survivors. We endure. We do not surrender." That is enough to make the galaxy tremble. Meanwhile, alien observers began to send emergency transmissions to each other. "The humans are not weak," one voice said. "They are unpredictable. They know things they should not. They have patience and intelligence in ways we cannot calculate." Rumors spread quickly among alien civilizations. Stories of human history, carefully selected from the message, circulated, terrifying even distant species. Humans had survived plagues, invasions, and natural disasters that had destroyed other civilizations. They had rebuilt entire worlds from nothing. They had learned, adapted, and endured. Commander Verk's officers were growing restless. "Commander," Lieutenant Kerv said again, "some leaders are advising we retreat completely. They say this campaign may fail if we continue. Fear of humans is spreading faster than we can respond." Verk's face darkened. "We cannot allow fear to control us. We must remember our strategy. Humanity may be patient, but we will not hesitate to strike if necessary. We must find their weakness." On Earth, Kevin and Lena monitored these transmissions with a mixture of fascination and disbelief. The humans who had once been ignored by the galaxy were now the center of interstellar attention. Entire civilizations were reconsidering their decisions because humans had done nothing. Lucas Green, the diplomat, received messages from alien councils begging for explanation. "They do not understand our intentions," he said to Kevin. "They fear us and they want clarification. They want to know if we are capable of aggression and if we are, what we will do next." Kevin shook his head. "We don't need to threaten them. We just need to remain calm and patient. Fear is doing the work for us." Amy Turner studied the reactions carefully. "This is the first time in recorded galactic history that a single species has caused mass hysteria without attacking. Humans have done it with patience, intelligence, and calm observation. They fear our message because it tells the truth. We cannot be easily broken." Alien fleets continued to hesitate. Ships stopped in mid-jump, commanders argued endlessly, and alliances began to fracture. Historians and analysts debated what humans might be capable of. Were they hiding weapons? Were they observing secretly for centuries? No one knew, and uncertainty spread faster than any fleet could move. On Earth, preparations continued quietly. Military leaders monitored space, but there was no rush to mobilize. Civilian scientists worked to understand alien technology, but nothing suggested immediate danger. Humans remained calm, and that calm was now a weapon more powerful than any missile or ship. Eric Miller continued to broadcast clarifications and follow-up messages, not threats, only facts. He highlighted human survival, intelligence, and adaptability. The aliens did not like the clarity. They wanted uncertainty, panic, and surrender. Humans refused to give it. Commander Verk's frustration grew. He called a meeting with other fleet commanders across several systems. "We have underestimated them," he said. "They do not panic. They do not surrender. They have patience that matches or exceeds our calculations. And they know more than we can imagine." "Commander," an officer said nervously, "their message alone has already caused mass retreat in some systems. If we continue, we risk more ships abandoning the campaign." Verk clenched his fists. "We cannot retreat. We cannot attack blindly, but we must find their weakness. Humans may endure everything, but even humans must have limits." On Earth, Kevin, Lena, and the team watched alien fleets hesitate, argue, and retreat in some areas. Kevin could not stop smiling. "We've done more than survive," he said. "We've changed the game, and they still don't understand what humans can do." Amy Turner added, "The message was not just a warning, it was a declaration. Humans do not surrender, humans endure." That truth spreads fear more effectively than weapons. Alien scientists debated the human message. "They know things they should not," one said. "Their knowledge of galactic wars, extinct species, and lost civilizations is accurate. How did they acquire it?" Some fleets began to withdraw completely. Others stopped at safe distances, unwilling to risk contact without understanding. Entire empires questioned their leaders' decisions. Humanity's patience had created chaos without a single attack. Kevin realized something important. Humans had never needed to threaten or conquer. Observation, intelligence, and calm patience were enough to make civilizations reconsider their plans. Humans survived not because they were the strongest, but because they were unpredictable and unyielding. Lena looked at Kevin. "They fear us because we do not act like they expect. Humans are patient, quiet, and enduring. That is our real power." Lucas Green watched alien diplomats plead for clarification. "They cannot comprehend our intentions," he said. "They expect aggression, yet we show none." "They do not know what to do with that." Amy Turner nodded. "History is on our side. Every civilization that underestimated humans has paid a price, directly or indirectly. We remind them of that truth with calm observation, not weapons." The weeks passed slowly. Alien fleets adjusted, alliances shifted, and fear spread. Humans continued to monitor, record, and study. Kevin, Lena, and the team observed without panic, noting how effectively patience and truth could alter galactic behavior. Commander Verk continued to struggle. He knew the humans were patient, intelligent, and enduring. He feared that every day of hesitation increased humanity's advantage. His officers whispered that humans might have secrets, weapons, or knowledge that could destroy entire fleets. Meanwhile, Earth remained calm. Cities were peaceful. People went about their daily lives unaware of the galactic attention. Military forces monitored the skies but did not act hastily. Humanity's calm, patience, and observation continued to influence alien behavior. Kevin smiled as he watched incoming signals from the alien fleets. "They do not know what to expect," he said, "and that uncertainty terrifies them more than any weapon ever could." Lena nodded. "Humans survive because they endure. And now the galaxy is learning that lesson the hard way." Eric Miller added, "We have done nothing but show the truth. The galaxy panics because the truth is stronger than they imagined. Humans survive. Humans endure. That is enough to change everything." Alien fleets continued to hesitate, argue, and retreat in some areas. Entire civilizations were reconsidering their plans. Humans had not attacked, not threatened, and not moved a single fleet. Yet they had already changed the balance of power in the galaxy. On Earth, Kevin, Lena, Eric, Amy, and Lucas realized something extraordinary. Humans had discovered a power older than technology, patience, intelligence, and calm truth. And now the galaxy understood it as well. The galaxy had never seen a species like humans. One message had spread fear, hesitation, and doubt. Entire fleets had stopped. Alien alliances were breaking apart, and all humans had done was remain calm, intelligent, and patient. Kevin leaned back in his chair, exhausted but satisfied. "We've done more than survive," he said. "We've changed the rules of engagement, and they still do not understand what humans can do." Lena smiled faintly. "They will learn, eventually, but it will take time, and until then, humans remain the most unpredictable force in the galaxy." The galaxy was watching, panicked and confused, but Earth remained calm. Humanity had done nothing, yet the galaxy had already begun to respect, fear, and reconsider the species that never panicked, never surrendered, and never lost patience. And for the first time, humans realized the power of calm patience. One message, simple and true, had begun to reshape the galaxy. No weapons, no attacks, only truth, patience, and observation. Humanity was not just surviving. Humanity was already influencing the stars, proving that endurance, intelligence, and calm could be the greatest power of all. The galaxy was quiet in a strange way, not from peace, but from tension. Alien fleets lingered at the edges of human space, unsure what to do. Commanders debated endlessly, officers whispered among themselves, and diplomats tried to interpret messages that humans had not even sent directly. The one thing that was clear to every civilization was that humans were not like any other species they had encountered. On Earth, in a quiet communications center, Lena Brown and Kevin Carter watched the data streams from alien fleets. Kevin rubbed his eyes. "They are still hesitant," he said. "Even after weeks, they do not move closer." "They are afraid of what they do not understand," Lena said calmly. "They expect panic or aggression, but humans show neither. That is what unsettles them the most." Amy Turner, the historian, leaned forward in her chair. "Fear is not only about immediate danger," she said. "It is also about uncertainty. The aliens do not know what humans are capable of, and that makes them hesitate. Every day of hesitation is a gain for us." Kevin nodded. "So we continue observing quietly without showing weakness." "Yes," Lena said. "But it is time to reveal a bit more. Not a threat, just a truth they cannot ignore. They need to understand why humans survive when all others fail." In a secure room deep underground, Eric Miller prepared another transmission. This one was different from the first. It would reach selected alien civilizations directly, bypassing normal channels. The goal was not to threaten, but to show the depth of human capability and history. Humans had endured near extinction before. They had survived plagues, wars, and natural disasters that had destroyed other species. They had learned and adapted in ways no alien intelligence could predict. The transmission began slowly, almost gently. Images of Earth's history, carefully selected examples of survival, and records of human endurance filled the broadcast. The message highlighted not just human technology, but human intelligence, resilience, and the will to survive. Somewhere in the blackness of space, alien leaders gathered to receive the transmission. Commander Verk of the Galthian Armada stared at the screens, his face pale. The images, the facts, and the calm truth were overwhelming. "They survived this," Verk whispered. "All of this and they endured." "Yes, Commander," said an officer nervously. "They survived, and now they know about us. We have underestimated them for centuries. Every calculation was wrong." Other alien leaders reacted similarly. Panic and confusion spread quickly through their networks. Fleets that had been poised to attack were frozen, unsure what to do. Some withdrew entirely, unwilling to risk engagement without understanding the humans' full capabilities. Back on Earth, Kevin, Lena, and the team watched the reactions carefully. They noted hesitation, withdrawal, and internal conflict in alien fleets. "It is working," Kevin said quietly. "They are beginning to see the truth about us, and they fear it." Amy Turner nodded. "Humans have always survived because we endure. We do not surrender. We do not panic. And now the galaxy is realizing that fact in the most direct way possible." Lucas Green, the diplomat, received urgent messages from alien councils. They were not threats, not demands, not negotiations. They were pleas for understanding. Alien leaders wanted to know why humans had survived, how they had learned so much, and why they remained calm even when faced with certain destruction. Lena turned to Kevin. "They are begging for answers. They do not understand us, and that is exactly what we want. They must respect our patience, intelligence, and endurance." The aliens did not just see technology. They saw history, strategy, and culture. They realized that humans had endured countless disasters, often when no other help existed. They survived not because of weapons, but because of resilience and adaptability. This realization terrified them. Commander Verk gathered his officers. "We must rethink everything," he said. "Our plan to attack Earth is no longer viable. These humans, they are unlike anything we imagined. They endure, they adapt, and they know more than we thought possible. We may lose everything if we continue without understanding them." Meanwhile, humans continued their calm observation. Earth remained peaceful. Cities thrived. Life went on normally, and humanity watched the galaxy react. Kevin, Lena, and the team realized that one of humanity's greatest strengths was invisibility. The aliens assumed humans were simple, naive, or weak. They were wrong. Eric Miller sent follow-up messages, emphasizing human endurance and intelligence. There were no threats, no aggression, only clarity. The messages described previous events in human history, showing how humans had survived against all odds. Alien fleets slowed, fleets paused, and some retreated entirely. Amy Turner explained to Kevin and Lena, "Humans have a unique ability. We survive by understanding, observing, and waiting. That is our real weapon. It is not technology or fleets. It is patience, intelligence, and calm." The alien fleets were in turmoil. Some officers argued for retreat, fearing that humans had secrets or knowledge that could destroy entire civilizations. Others wanted to continue, hoping that humans would make a mistake. Internal conflict spread, weakening alliances and fracturing fleets. Lucas Green watched as alien diplomats begged for explanations. "They cannot understand our intentions," he said. "They expect aggression or fear, but we show neither. They do not know how to respond." On Earth, Kevin Carter felt a sense of pride. Humans had done nothing aggressive. They had sent messages, shown patience, and revealed history. Yet the galaxy had already begun to fear them. Lena Brown nodded. The galaxy is learning a lesson humans have known for centuries. Survival, patience, and intelligence are stronger than any weapon, and now the aliens understand it too. Eric Miller continued to monitor alien responses. Some fleets retreated completely, others froze in place, unsure how to proceed. Entire civilizations argued internally about whether humans were dangerous, unpredictable, or unstoppable. Amy Turner reflected quietly. The humans have done nothing but survive, and that is enough to terrify the galaxy. One truth, revealed at the right time, is more powerful than centuries of war. Kevin Carter watched the streams of data, noting every reaction. He realized that humans were not just surviving, they were shaping the galaxy without firing a shot. Patience, observation, and truth had become a weapon more powerful than any fleet. Meanwhile, Commander Verk's officers were desperate. "Commander," one said, "we cannot predict what humans will do. They have knowledge we cannot verify. They have patience we cannot match. Continuing may lead to total failure." Verk clenched his fists. "We will not retreat entirely, but we must approach carefully. We cannot ignore the power of patience and intelligence. Humans may not attack, but they endure. And that endurance may destroy us if we underestimate it." Back on Earth, the team worked calmly, monitoring reactions and preparing for any possible moves. Humanity had done nothing aggressive, yet the galaxy had begun to respect, fear, and reconsider the species that never panicked and never surrendered. Lucas Green received another communication from alien councils. They wanted assurances, explanations, and understanding. They did not want conflict. They wanted clarity. Humans had achieved something unprecedented. They had shifted the perception of the galaxy with patience, intelligence, and calm truth. Kevin Carter looked at Lena and said, "We've shown them who we are without fighting. We've revealed our strength without aggression, and they fear it." Lena nodded. "Fear is not weakness, it is recognition. They are learning a lesson humans have always known. Survival is more powerful than violence." As weeks passed, the alien fleets adjusted. Some retreated entirely, others paused at safe distances, and alliances fractured under the weight of fear and uncertainty. Humanity remained calm, observing, and preparing quietly. Eric Miller reflected, "We have done nothing but reveal the truth. The galaxy panics not because we attacked, but because we endure. Patience and intelligence are more dangerous than weapons." Amy Turner smiled. "This is only the beginning. Once they understand fully, humans will be respected not for aggression, but for endurance, observation, and calm. That is our real power." Commander Verk struggled to maintain control. Every day his fleets hesitated. Every day his officers argued. He realized that humans had revealed something no other species had, the power of survival without aggression. On Earth, Kevin, Lena, Lucas, Eric, and Amy watched quietly. Life went on normally. Cities thrived. People remained unaware. Humanity had achieved something extraordinary. Without firing a shot, they had reshaped the galaxy's understanding of power, endurance, and intelligence. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again. The truth of their patience, intelligence, and survival had been revealed. And that truth was far more powerful than any weapon could ever be. Earth was quiet, as if nothing had changed. Cities sparkled under the sun, and people went about their daily lives, unaware that the galaxy itself had shifted in response to their presence. For the first time in history, humans had not only survived the attention of ancient alien civilizations, they had influenced it. Kevin Carter sat in the communications center, staring at the screens filled with signals from distant alien fleets. He had watched them for weeks, tracking hesitation, retreat, and debate. Now he saw a new pattern. Alien civilizations were no longer moving aggressively toward Earth. Many had withdrawn entirely, while others hovered at extreme distances, unsure of how to proceed. They've stopped, Kevin said quietly. They're not attacking anymore. Lena Brown, standing beside him, nodded. They've realized what we have always known. Humans survive because we endure. They cannot break us with fear or threats. And that uncertainty, that is what changes everything. Lucas Green, the diplomat, joined them with reports from alien councils. Some leaders are sending official messages of respect, he said. They admit that humans are unlike any other species they have encountered. They are negotiating instead of preparing for war. Entire fleets have withdrawn because they fear miscalculating humanity. Eric Miller, who had sent the initial messages, smiled faintly. One simple truth, he said, and the galaxy has responded. We didn't need weapons, fleets, or aggression. We just needed to show that humans endure, and that endurance is stronger than any threat. Amy Turner, the historian, reflected on what had happened. Humans have always survived because we understand patience, intelligence, and observation. Every disaster, every near-extinction event, every challenge has taught us to endure. Now the galaxy has learned that lesson too. Across alien space, commanders and leaders debated what to do next. Some argued for retreat, believing that humans could not be destroyed without massive loss. Others suggested caution, approaching from great distances to observe rather than attack. Entire fleets had fractured, alliances had weakened, and internal conflicts spread. Humanity had not fired a shot, yet the galaxy was reorganizing itself because of one simple truth: humans survive. Commander Verk of the Galthian Armada paced in his ship's command room. His face was pale, his hands clenched tightly. "We have underestimated them," he admitted to his officers. "Humans are patient, they endure, they do not panic, and worst of all, they observe. They know when to act and when to wait. Every calculation we made about their weakness is wrong." Lieutenant Kerv spoke quietly. "Commander, we cannot continue as planned. Any attack could fail completely. They may not strike, but if we misjudge their patience or intelligence, we could lose everything." Verk's eyes narrowed. "We must respect them. We cannot attack blindly. Humanity has shown a power we cannot measure with weapons or technology. Their strength lies in their calm, endurance, and intelligence. That is something we must consider before any decision." Back on Earth, humanity continued life as normal. Cities thrived, governments worked quietly behind the scenes, and the public remained unaware of the attention from the stars. Kevin Carter, Lena Brown, Lucas Green, Eric Miller, and Amy Turner observed, but they knew that the most important work had been done. The galaxy had learned the truth about humans. Lucas Green reflected on the diplomatic communications he had received. "They do not just respect us," he said. "They fear what they cannot understand. They see our history, our survival, our intelligence, and they realize that humans are unpredictable. That unpredictability is now our shield." Kevin nodded. "We didn't need to fight. We didn't need fleets or weapons. One message, one calm truth, and the galaxy paused. They reassessed us. That is more powerful than anything else." Amy Turner smiled. "It is the same lesson humans have learned over centuries. Strength is not always in force. It is in patience, endurance, and intelligence. Humans have survived because we understand that better than any species alive. Now, others are learning it too." Eric Miller monitored incoming alien responses. "Some fleets are leaving entirely," he said. "Others are positioning at safe distances. Internal debates are everywhere. Entire civilizations are reconsidering their actions. One message did this. One calm, truthful message." Lena Brown added, "Humans are quiet, patient, and enduring. We do not panic, we do not surrender, and we do not act without thought. That is why the galaxy respects us now. Fear alone would never have achieved this. But truth, observation, and endurance, those are forces even the largest fleets cannot resist." Weeks passed. Earth remained untouched, calm, and prosperous. Alien civilizations continued their debates, still cautious but increasingly respectful. The galaxy had learned to approach humanity differently, not as a species to conquer, but as a force to observe and respect. Kevin and Lena walked through the quiet streets of their city one evening. The sky glowed with the light of distant satellites, but nothing hinted at the vast attention humans had drawn. "It's strange," Kevin said. "The galaxy fears us, but life feels normal here. People go about their lives unaware of what's happening." "That is the beauty of it," Lena said softly. "Humans survive quietly. We endure without noise. And the galaxy has learned that patience and calm are stronger than fleets or weapons." Lucas Green joined them. "Diplomatic messages continue to arrive," he said. "Alien leaders want to know more, but they proceed carefully. They understand that humans are patient, intelligent, and enduring, and they respect that in a way that ensures peace, for now." Amy Turner reflected on the lessons learned. "Humans do not fight without purpose. We do not panic. We endure, and we observe. That is what makes us powerful. That is what makes the galaxy reconsider every assumption about us." Even Commander Verk, who had once planned to destroy Earth, now hesitated. He could not ignore the truth humans had revealed. Their calm patience, intelligence, and endurance had reshaped his understanding of power. Humans had changed the galaxy without aggression, without fleets, and without firing a single shot. Back on Earth, Kevin looked up at the night sky, feeling a sense of pride. "We've done more than survive," he said. "We've changed the rules of engagement. The galaxy respects and fears us, not because of what we destroy, but because of what we endure." Lena nodded. "That is humanity's true strength: patience, endurance, and intelligence. We survive because we do not panic. We endure because we observe." And now the galaxy understands it as well. Over the following months, alien civilizations slowly withdrew from hostile positions near Earth. Fleets repositioned at safe distances, alliances were reconsidered, and diplomatic channels opened. Humanity had not attacked, not threatened, not fired a weapon. Yet the galaxy had already begun to treat Earth differently. Kevin, Lena, Lucas, Eric, and Amy continued their quiet work, monitoring the stars, studying alien fleets, and ensuring Earth remained prepared. Humanity's presence had been revealed, and the galaxy was learning a new truth. Earth was not weak, humans did not panic, and endurance could reshape civilizations. The galaxy would remember this. Histories would record the time when humans were marked as the next target, yet responded with calm, intelligence, and patience. Entire civilizations reconsidered their actions, alliances fractured, and fleets withdrew, all because humans had revealed a simple truth: endurance is more powerful than aggression. Kevin Carter turned to Lena. "We have changed everything without firing a single shot. The galaxy respects us now." Lena smiled faintly. "Respect is only the beginning. Understanding is what we want. And that is a lesson the galaxy will carry for centuries. Humans endure, we observe, and we survive. That is our strength." Eric Miller added quietly, "We did not need to attack. We did not need fleets. One calm, truthful message was enough. Humanity's patience became a weapon, and the galaxy learned it the hard way." Lucas Green looked at the night sky, thinking of the countless civilizations now watching Earth differently. "The galaxy will approach humanity with caution from now on. They know we survive. They know we endure. They know we are unpredictable, and that knowledge is our shield." Amy Turner smiled. "Humans have survived everything by understanding patience, endurance, and intelligence. Now the galaxy understands it too, and that understanding ensures peace for now." In the following years, humanity's reputation grew. Earth remained peaceful, civilizations respected human sovereignty, and alien fleets approached cautiously, always considering the patience and intelligence humans displayed. Humanity had achieved something extraordinary. They had reshaped the galaxy, not with war or fleets, but with truth, observation, and endurance. Kevin Carter watched the night sky once more. "We didn't need to fight," he said softly. "We survived, and that survival changed everything. The galaxy learned a lesson we have always known. Humans endure, and endurance is more powerful than any weapon." Lena Brown looked at him, smiling. "The galaxy will never underestimate humans again. We survived quietly, patiently, and intelligently. That is our greatest strength, and it is one no one can take away." The stars above Earth seemed to glow a little differently now, not with fear alone, but with respect and understanding. Humanity had proven that patience, endurance, and intelligence were more powerful than fleets, weapons, or aggression. And for the first time, humans knew the true measure of their strength, not in what they could destroy, but in what they could endure. Earth was safe. Humanity had survived. The galaxy had changed forever.